Are we actually allowed to say this?
Yeah, we can say whatever we want. This is our show. So let's just burn the script and get after it.
Let's do it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of Brick by Brick with the Smiths. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Leilani, and we're a father and daughter duo here to break down the world of real estate with a little bit less fluff and a lot more real talk.
That's right, guys. And every week we're going to share what's really going on here in the real estate market. We're going to drop some tips for buyers, some for sellers, and most above all, we're going to keep it real.
Absolutely. And this week, we are telling you the biggest lie told in real estate.
The biggest lie. So let's get right into the biggest lie. You know, you guys, you may have been lied to. So let's figure out what that lie is. Here it is. The biggest lie in real estate is go ahead and list it high. You can just bring the price down anytime.
That one drives me crazy, genuinely.
Yeah. Tell me why.
Because it is true in the sense that, yeah, you can list and bring the price down, but in the long run, does a lot more damage than it does good.
Absolutely. It's true, guys. And, you know, to expand on what Leilani's saying is, you know, you can do that if you want, but it's detrimental to you as a seller because the first 7 to 14 days is where you're going to see the most of the activity that's going to happen on your home when it's fresh and when it's new. You know, think about if you're looking to buy a home, you're looking at the homes that just hit the market more than you're looking at the homes that have been on for 30 days or more. So if you price it too high, you're going to close yourself off to a lot of buyers that are currently in the market. You agree?
Agreed. And you will run the high risk of sitting on the market for days and days, and then your listing gets stale. Mm-hmm. And nobody likes to be stale. Like stale milk? No one wants stale milk.
That sounds gross. Stale milk sounds gross as a stale listing. And what have we seen with homes that have sit on, especially in today's market, you guys? I mean, today's market is definitely a buyer's market. We have seen homes sell in days. It has happened. We just did that in North Richland Hills with the flip house of ours. But we are seeing homes that are sitting on the market a lot longer. So what are sellers seeing when they finally do, if they finally do get an offer? Like, what are they seeing if they've been on the market for a long time?
Well, ultimately, I would say, for lack of better words, like they're getting beat down by these buyers on pricing, on concessions, on just terms in general. And what that looks like is, let's say you list at, you know, a higher price and you're having to make price drops throughout the time of being on the market. So whether that's 30 days, 60 days, even 90 days on the market, by the time you finally get an offer, it is for maybe 3 to 5%, even more less than what you were originally listed for.
Yeah, absolutely. We see longer days on the market equals lower offers.
Yes.
Right. And while we totally understand, like, we sell houses too ourselves, so we definitely side with the sellers. We empathize with y'all because you want to get the most amount of money for your house, right? Who would not? Because you want to maximize your net profit. That just makes sense, right? Maybe you're buying another house, or maybe you're relocating, or who knows what the situation is. Could be anything, but everybody wants to make the most amount of money from the sale. Problem is that you're only going to make so much at any given time. And so if you try to stretch that too far, in a market like we're in now, it actually ends up being detrimental, and you get the experience that Leilani was just describing. And I think a lot of times people aren't keeping in mind the fact that as their home sits on the market, they're also paying a mortgage, you're paying insurance, you're paying utilities. If things go wrong with the house, you're paying to fix them. You're having to accommodate showings, keep the house up and keep cleaning it and all that stuff, which you probably should be doing anyway. But there's just a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
You know, when you're selling a home, and we totally understand that. So yeah, those are just some of the reasons why it's really important to price it right.
Absolutely.
All right, so question for Miss Leilani. If we know this to be true, why do some agents tell this lie to their prospective clients or their active clients? Like, why do they tell homeowners you can list it high and then reduce later on, it's going to be okay?
I think what it really boils down to at the end of the day can be scarcity mindset, where these agents, because the market is so hard right now for a lot of people, they're finally getting a listing appointment. When they go on this listing appointment, it is with sellers who may already have an idea in mind of where they want to list, and it be out of not maybe market value, but what buyers are willing to pay for that home. And so when they hear that, they're like, I don't want to lose this listing, or I still want to be able to help these people. So yeah, they can list high and will go with that, but they're not being real when it comes to what the downfalls of that are. So to boil it down, they're telling people what they want to hear versus what they need to hear.
That's a good point. And you mentioned something about market value and what buyers are willing to pay. One thing that we're seeing right now in today's market, and this is definitely a point of contention with homeowners, is that you can run comps and the comps can say one thing and the market will say a different thing.
Absolutely.
Right. So maybe the data shows that, hey, if your home gets appraised today, it's going to appraise at $500,000 because the most recent home sales show $500,000. But then when you look at the active listings and you look at the pending listings, which is going to be your next set of comps by the time your house goes under contract and gets sold, there's probably going to be new comps. You see those less than 500.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe you see 480, 490, 475. Something like that. And so if you're only looking at the sold comps, you're not considering the pending sales and the active listings, which is your competition, then chances are you're going to be priced too high. And sometimes agents don't know that. So that may be another reason, you know, why they agree to list high and then come down low, because they figure out, hey, this is actually not really a high list price. This is a market value list price, and it's a comp list price, but it's not really a competitive list price.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
For sure. Sometimes it's neither of those two. Sometimes there's just, not buyers for that specific home at this time because it is a buyer's market. Buyers have a lot of options to choose from. I know I have 2 listings right now where they've been on the market for quite some time. We've done price reductions. Looking at the comps, we are well below what everything else is as far as in comparison to condition and price and size and everything, and little to no interest, little to no showings.
It's crazy. And see, this is what happens when you work with one of your children. When it's her listing, it's my listing. When it's my listing, it's our listing. You don't think I caught that, do you?
What's yours is mine, what's mine is mine.
She started to say our listing, and then she said, "My, I've got 2 listings." Like, okay, all right, it's hers when it's hers, but it's ours when it's mine. Okay,
You know how it is.
yeah, I see how it is. Just like my lightning charger cords.
Oh, please, I have a USB-C now.
Yeah, she's upgraded. Yeah, I mean, I can't even charge my darn trackpad because my chargers are gone.
Hey, ask your other daughter about that one.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so now you guys know what not to do, but we're gonna walk you through a couple key points on what you should be doing when pricing your home. So let's get into those. So what's the first thing, Leilani, that you tell your clients to do when pricing home?
First thing, most obvious, this is where everybody should start: review the comps. Review the last at least 90 days. Obviously, if there's not a lot in that section, you can go 180 days back, or just start going back and seeing kind of what the market has done. And there's some research that goes into that, but first and foremost, look at the comps.
Yeah, that's a good one. There's a thing that we have access to called Netrus Trends. You can look at trends for your zip code or the whole DFW area. Like, it's very helpful when pricing a home because you want to get ahead of those trends.
And you can even map it down to just that specific neighborhood, which is when I say research goes into that, that's what I mean. You really gotta dig in there and put some work in.
Yeah, you definitely have to know how to use the tools, right? We all have those same tools, but it's just a matter of, do you know how to use them or not? I would throw in there is to, when you're running those comps, make sure that you're adjusting for the condition and the location of your home, right? So some things that would increase when it comes to location is, hey, are you lakefront? That's going to be more. Are you a corner lot? Are you a larger lot? Are you in a cul-de-sac? Some negatives could be due back up to a busy road. Are you on an interior lot where, you're a single-story home surrounded by 2-story homes and everybody's windows look into your backyard? All of these can be factors. So location and condition compared to the comparable sales.
The next thing is something that you've already brought up, and that's looking at active listings when you're reviewing those comparables. So you want to look at what's sold in the last 90 days. You want to pay attention to condition and location and everything, but you also, like you said, want to make sure that you're looking at the listings that are currently active, because those are your competition. When a buyer is actively looking online for a home, your home is going to pop up along with these other homes. So you want to make sure that you're pricing competitively so that when they see these 3 options of homes, yours is the first one that they want to go see.
Right, because you're either going to help your home sell or you're going to help their home sell.
Yep.
right? Somebody's home is going to sell. Might as well be yours, right? And lastly, in regards to the pricing, you want to price your home to create urgency and not hesitation, right? So what I mean by that is sometimes buyers will look for homes and, let's say there's 4 homes priced at $500,000 and one of them needs a bunch of work or has really bad photos, but it doesn't stand out compared to the others, right? That one's going to be more hesitant. Well, I don't know if I want to go see that one. Let's go see these other 3 first. But if you price your home at a price that stands out from the others, taking into account all other things as well, you're going to get showings a lot faster and they're going to be excited to come and see the home. Remember, when you bought your home, like this is an experience you're going through, right? So like any experience that you go through, when it's good, you enjoy it. And when it's a bad experience, you probably don't want to do it again, right? I mean, think about going to a restaurant where you get horrible service.
Oh yeah.
Right? You're probably, in knowing that it's just that server, like you're probably not going to go back to that restaurant again. But if you have an amazing, exceptional experience and the food was just okay, like you're probably going to go back.
Yeah.
Right? Because the experience was great. So you have to keep in mind that we're creating an experience for buyers as they walk into your home. So we want them excited about it, about the price, about the presentation. We want them to feel urgent to come and see it. So that's another one.
Yeah. And in your opinion, what would you say are some key indicators that you are priced a little bit too high instead of pricing for urgency? Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good one. I would say if you go like 7 to 10 days with no showings at all, you're priced too high. Yeah. Like that's a big indicator that the market is not in agreement with the valuation that you put on the property. So you need to adjust quickly.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest one. Are there any others that you would say, like, if this happens, then yeah, you're probably priced too high? Or is it mainly just showings? This is just me asking.
Yeah, no, that's good. No, I mean, outside of feedback that you get, because I know we always are asking buyers for feedback through their agents, so yeah, if we're not getting showings, that's a big one. And then listen to the feedback, right? We ask the feedback a very specific way. It's like, hey, based off comps, that infers that the agent has ran comps because usually they're going to say it's too high.
Yeah.
So I would take all that into consideration, the comps, or I'm sorry, their feedback and whether or not you're getting showings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two main indicators.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if your agent tells you you're pricing it too high. Number 3. Especially if they're good.
Yeah.
And they know what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, typically I always say there are 2 prices. One price that's going to sell and one price is going to sit.
Yep.
So
Heard that many times.
choose wisely. Choose wisely.
Yep. And I mean, we brought this up already, but sitting costs money. It costs mortgage payments, it costs insurance payments, it costs, bills, electricity, water, whatever. All of those things add up. So you really have to weigh the pros and cons. And is it worth it to sit at this price for 30, 60, 90 days with no showings, no buyers in sight? Or does it make more sense to adjust for pricing and see what we can win you through negotiations?
Yep. Love it. And we've kind of hinted on this a little bit too. It's not just about the price. Like the price is the big part of it. Any home will sell if it's priced right. It could be the worst, falling apart, dilapidated home or the most luxurious. It will all sell with the right price. But there are some other things that come into consideration. You've got to factor in your promotion, right? And this is on your agent or your brokerage. That's their job, right? It's to really promote the property. Then also the presentation, right? That's how your home looks to buyers in person and in photos and in videos. So hopefully you have those. Red flag, if you see your agent come to take photos, they don't give you any staging advice and they come in with their cell phone, not going to be good for you.
No, not at all.
Yeah, not going to work out well for you. You're not going to get maximum price because you're missing a key point there.
If you want to be in the top 20% of homes that sell, not the top 80% that are sitting, you need to make sure that you are paying attention to price, to strategy, and to marketing. Those 3 things are so important.
Yeah, and we are going to be covering all of that stuff here on the podcast. So make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, hit the bell so you get notifications, share it with somebody who may be thinking about selling or currently struggling with the sale. Maybe this could help them as well.
Absolutely. Alrighty, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. We had so much fun for our first episode. If this helped you see through the fog of why this biggest lie in real estate is so detrimental to people, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel.
And if for some reason you guys are considering selling your home, whether it's in a few weeks or a few months or a year, feel free to reach out to us. We will definitely love to guide you guys through that process. And we promise we will be honest with you and tell you all the facts, even if it's not something that you want to hear.
Always.
Always.
Next week, we're diving into Gen Z versus Gen X. Who buys smarter? Spoiler alert, I'm right.
Yeah.
Always.
I knew she was going to
All the time.
I knew she was going to say that. No, it's not true. It's not true. You guys decide on who is right and who buys smarter, whether it's Gen Z or the awesome, most perfect Gen X. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.